going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Oh, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Thank you guys for being here. I know I don't usually go live on Saturdays. Heather's currently en route back to Halifax, so no date night tonight, obviously. So decided to go live. I've missed you guys. It's been over a week. It's been over a week. No, that's not true. Heather and I went live on Wednesday. So hey, you know what? I'm rambling. I've got some court. You guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. All right. Let's see. I've got 3 videos. First one's out of Ohio. Second 2 are out of Michigan. First one, I still don't remember what this judge's name is. He's the one who gets cranky pretty quickly. Well, I don't know if cranky is the right word, but he's the one who doesn't have a filter, and he has no issues snapping at the defendants. And it happens in this one. All right, let's just play the video. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
I have too much stuff.
Well, you can ask, like I told you, you can probably ask the police department to help you out with that.
Well, the thing is that he's every day more stuff. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's like it's a lot. I mean, it's like tire machines, balancers.
Janie, happy birthday! So this is your birthday yesterday, which is still today our time. So it is still your birthday today. Happy birthday, Janie. I hope you had a great day. I really do. Marty, thank you so much for the 6 months, Marty. I appreciate it. That is awesome. Happy year. I appreciate that. Thank you. Nancy rolling in, member for 1 month. Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate it. Why'd you have to throw Skittles up there? Now I want Skittles. Thank you so much, Nancy. Okay, let's go.
Air compressors,
Mm-hmm.
the tools of the trade, that.
Right.
Because I was running my own business for a long time.
Right.
And,
Gotcha.
yeah, this guy, I just, I have every right to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I can't be around
those people.
Yeah,
Like we
I
talked
go in
about,
prison.
people, places, and things. Yeah.
So, I got a plan together,
Good.
that I'm going to go in, I'm going to get in and get everything situated, because they aren't doing nothing for the guys. Like they said they do this, they do that, and I told them, they're con artists.
Right.
That's what they do. They sit there and they play people. He's never paid rent, probably in his entire adult life.
Right.
He's every place he has, he's evicted from, and
Gotcha.
he just broke into my house, broke into my garage, and, when it told you that he's a friend of mine, it's like, you can't.
Right.
I mean, I know Felix, Felix is a bit of a con artist himself, so, yeah, he's probably playing it too.
Gotcha.
He's playing each other.
All right.
All right, I kept that little part in there because you could hear the defendant talking to the attorney. And that entire story that he was just telling his attorney is going to come up during this hearing. And, yeah, the judge doesn't buy it. His attorney's just like, remember, this is what you need to say. That's what the attorney was doing. Judge is not going to buy this story, but let's watch.
Thank you, Hunter. We're hearing case number 24 CR 746, State of Ohio versus Andrew James. Mr. James is present today with Attorney Nicole Novotny. We are set today for sentencing. We were last together on the 22nd of August where the defendant entered a plea of guilty to aggravated possession of drugs, felony of the 5th degree, was released on OR bond. Pre-sentence report was completed as well as drug and alcohol evaluation. I've had the chance to review both of those, and we are prepared to proceed to sentencing.
Ms. Novotny?
Yes, Your Honor. Today for sentencing, we would ask for any type of leniency and the court to consider any type of community control sanctions with that respect. My client seems like he's been doing very well. It seems like for him, and we had a long discussion in our talks with people, places, and things, he's been away from that house that ultimately was the root of what was going on in this matter. He is residing in Madison. He has support at the place that he's living right now. He's living with a friend and their daughter, I believe. Ultimately, he's able to get a job. Soon he'll get going with that job. It's at a used car lot right across the street where he's living right now. With that respect, he's looking into doing outpatient treatment, but wanted to see what the outcome of this case it would be at this time. We're just asking for any leniency with regard to this matter, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. James, what do you want to tell me?
My biggest worry, Your Honor, is that, that woman who I love.
I can't hear you.
My biggest thing is, Your Honor, is the woman that I love is she's going to rehab right now, and she's going to be on probation. And if I'm on probation, my biggest worry is I'm not going to be able to be with her.
Why is that your biggest worry?
Well, because it's the biggest worry in my life right now. I mean, I don't have any plan. If I'm with her, I'm going to be sober. If I'm with her, I'm not going to be in trouble.
Why is she on probation?
For
Drugs.
For drugs, yes.
Okay, so both of you are in trouble for the same thing.
Yes.
Of course, what did you do? I read your pre-sentence report, and you indicate that you really didn't do anything wrong. That there were some drugs found in a car you were in, and with a backpack that you had, that may have been left, may have been put there by squatters in your house.
Yeah.
So why did you plead guilty?
Well, because I need to get out because
Hey, I mean, that story right there could never go wrong, right? I had squatters in my house. This wasn't in my book bag, but I put it in my car. I got pulled over and I had drugs in it. Weren't my drugs, wasn't my backpack. I just happened to be carrying the backpack because of the squatters. And this goes back to what he was saying at the beginning when he was talking to his attorney, trying to just throw everyone under the bus. This does get funny. It does get funny. Tammy, thank you so much for the 6 months, Tammy. That is awesome. Half a year. Thank you so much.
I need to get out of jail because I can't represent myself in jail.
So you didn't have any drugs? Those weren't your drugs?
No, they weren't my drugs.
This is a problem.
Why is that?
Why? Well, because now what you're telling me is
But
you're
she
convicted. Hold on. You're telling me you're convicted of something that you didn't do.
Well, I already pled guilty to it. And I stand by.
I know you did.
I stand by my plea.
Well, if you didn't do it, then why did you plead guilty?
Well, because I did it, Your Honor.
Okay. What Ms. Novotny mentioned people, places, and things. What does that mean?
Well, it's just the people that I was around. When my wife came home, wanted a divorce one day, and my life just spiraled out of control, and I started hanging out with the wrong people.
Who? Who were the wrong people?
Just con artists. Like the people who were in the house that I just sold right now, who just took over and started stealing all my stuff.
Well, why did you let them in your house?
I didn't. They knew exactly where to go though. As soon as they monitor the what do you call that? The roster, the jail roster. As soon as somebody's locked up, that's what they do. They take over their house. They take
the house that you were at where you left before the traffic stop was on Chester Street. Who owned that house?
I sold it to Felix Tiriaco.
When?
It was last year sometimes, but I've been paying him $1,000 a month for rent in order to stay in the place.
Well, who else? You said squatters. What squatters were there?
Well, the house on Morse Avenue, 101 Morse Avenue. And whenever I talk Felix into buying that place, to shut that place down, all those people, all of a sudden now they all had a vendetta against me because they had free rent there. They were taking the guy who
like who? Who are these people? What are their names?
Rob Clark, Linda Clark, no relations, different spelling. Those two, James Lavelle. You guys had Christine Adams in here. She was a good friend of mine. That's why I did. That's pretty much why I did it. I was friends with Christine before all this. That whole place became a drug house and everything. And all the people that came up in there, the drug dealers and everything, just kept feeding their drugs. And she started going more and more crazy. And now she's in a group home in Madison. I mean, I still talk with her. She.
What was the problem over at the jail?
What do you mean?
On June 27th.
Why I got put in the hole?
Yeah.
Oh, I got into a fight
With who?
with, well, not necessarily a fight, I just refused to lock down because
Why?
they had me on medical lockdown, so I couldn't use the phone. And I.
So why did you refuse to be locked down?
Because I wanted to use the phone, and I gave him out, and the thing is that my house was being robbed. I knew I could get out if I got a hold of my wife, and I was just trying desperately to get out of jail so I could get out and salvage what I could of my life. Because, I mean, if I would have got out at that time, I believe that, I would have been able to prevent anybody from coming into my house. The cops would have to make them go because they wouldn't be able to say, well, they've been there for 2 weeks, and everything would have been, okay, I guess. I would have been able to at least get my stuff moved out of there and not have to keep paying this rent, I mean, I learned a big lesson from this, I was up a house.
Well, you got 3 COs trying to restrain you, and you hit one of them in the mouth.
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No, I
Okay.
did not.
We better find out.
I did.
Maybe
Actually,
you better find out why Officer Ellinger is lying.
well, there's video. There's video.
Okay.
Me and Spock.
You seem like a regular for a long-term pain in the ass. That's what you seem like from your record.
Yeah, I'm definitely a pain in the ass.
Okay. So what? You're 39.
39 years old. Yes.
So when's it going to stop?
Well, hopefully not now. I mean, I have a mental disorder that, for whatever
What
reason,
mental disorder do you have?
for whatever reason, I'm codependent and I need people around me. I can't say no to people. I just want to help. When somebody asks to stay, I just automatically say yes.
This courtroom does a lot of things a little weird, but I actually appreciate that they do that. That way, I don't have to worry about it. But they go live every day, only show a couple cases. I don't know. Their whole structure for video is a little weird. It's a little different than every other courtroom. I don't really mind it though. But yeah, they do pixelate the jury box. I don't know how they do that on a live feed, but they figured it out. Good for them.
And I can't tell them to leave. I mean, I don't want to see them do bad. Like all of these people, I don't hate anybody. Even after all this, I've been robbed blind 3 times in the past 4 years, like everything. I own a lot of stuff. I have more than that property was worth. I had in tools in that garage that was robbed from me by my cousin. And I don't hate none of them. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe I should, but I'm working on that. Right now, I don't trust anybody. I hang out with.
Who diagnosed you with this disorder?
Oh, it's obvious. I diagnosed myself. I need
Okay.
people around me. It's like a compulsion, Like I wake up in the morning, Your Honor, and I'll know. I could just know if somebody's in the house. If somebody's not in the house, I have this feeling of dread, this emptiness inside of me, and it's bad. And I've been trying to deal with that. I've been working, working through it, and that's why I said, if I get mental health treatment.
Well, why don't you get it then?
Yeah, that's right. I'm working on it. That's one of the things I told Nicole that I was definitely going to do.
I know, but why haven't you done it yet?
Yeah.
She also told me that you wanted to do an IOP, but you didn't do anything because you wanted to see what happened here.
Yeah. Well,
why didn't you start doing it?
Well, what's the IOP? Is that the mental and the drug treatment? Yeah. Yeah. See, and the thing is that I wanted to get all that stuff situated after the fact that getting my house in order, getting my affairs in order, and it's been nothing but a headache. It's been a big headache since I got out of jail. First I get out of jail, and I feel like I have nobody. I go over to my buddy's mom's house with my godmother, and I'm like, and she's not even helping me out, and she's acting like, oh, I didn't know you called, because I was calling her, I was calling my parents, they just cut me off, and I feel really bad, and like right now I'm just trying to get my life back.
Where do you work?
Like, I don't work anywhere at the moment, but I have a job promised to me as soon as I have my tools.
Where?
Yeah, it's across the street from the trailer park. I don't know exactly the name of it. It's a used car place across the street from Sierra Trailer Park. But
What's the problem with your driver's license?
I owe $200 some dollars, like $250 to the Angels Aid courts for 2 months, and they decided to suspend my license.
Okay.
And the guy who took my truck while I was in jail, and he was driving around, he got it impounded. That took me almost like $650 to get that out, and it's destroyed. I mean, right now it's is inoperable.
Why were you late this morning?
Because I had no ride. A guy promised me a ride, you know, and he was gonna come.
If you get your license, then you don't have to have people drive you around.
Exactly, and it's even hard for me to get back and forth from here to the license bureau, you know, and it's right down the street, you know. I'm having a real hard time right now. I mean, things are getting easier, you know, but like right now.
Where's the last place you worked?
Last place I worked was Universal Auto and Tire.
When was that?
When I did that 6 month period, that 6 months for stealing, the charge for stealing car from my girlfriend that I lived with, by the way.
Wait.
But
My question was, when did you work there?
I know, but after I got out of jail, after that 6 months is when I got that job. I got that job, you know, within a month of getting out of the jail, and then I lost that job because they revoked my bond. I don't know dates. I can't give you a date and time.
Who revoked your bond?
It was Menor.
Why?
Because the woman, my ex, she made a police report that said that I was breaking into her house, putting cigarette butts out on her.
When was that?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, if you really want to find out, I could find out. Wait, I can pull up the docket. Do you mind?
No, don't pull the docket.
Okay, all right. 2 years.
So the last time you were in Menor Muni looks to me like in 22.
Your Honor, I think he's referring to a case that was no build.
I don't know what he's referring. I'm trying to find out when the last time he had a job. That was my question.
Right.
Well, I've been working for myself. Even when I was happily married and I was living on Crescent Drive, I ran my own business out of my garage. I had 2 lifts, you know, office, everything set up, you know, and I was working on getting my LLC.
Okay.
And so basically, I make.
So
I make
when
money
was
on
that? What
that-
year?
That was back before. That's probably in 2021.
Okay, so why haven't you worked since then?
I've been basically working for myself.
What?
I've been working for myself. I work on cars. And I have a good customer base. You
Okay.
go on my Facebook, people refer to
Right.
me
So-
as a sorcerer of a mechanic.
So if you're working for yourself
Mhm.
and making money, why aren't you spending that money getting your license cleared up so you can get transportation so you're not 20 minutes late for your sentencing?
Well, Your Honor, right, like I was trying to explain, right now, I'm not working very much.
I know
I've been-
listen to me. There's plenty of jobs out there,
Yes, there is.
okay? So get one and work and get your license and get your shit together, because your entire history going back to when you were a juvenile is all stupid stuff. Trespass,
But
open container, drug abuse, trespass on a railroad, open container, menacing, domestic violence, petty theft, obstructing official business, aggravated menacing, obstructing official business, criminal damaging, failure to comply. Why do you do all this stupid
why do I
stuff?
plead to cases?
What?
Why do I plead to cases? Your
No,
Honor?
why have you been getting
Why
in
do I plead
stupid
to
trouble
cases?
since you were, we can't both talk at the same time,
I'm sorry, you asked me a
okay?
question.
So why have you been doing this for the past almost 20 years?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a grade A fuck up. That is
Okay,
one- that is
so why don't you
100%.
stop that, because you're almost 40?
I did stop that, you know, I got married. You know,
Well,
I got
you
out there-
didn't stop that, because on June 27th, you're fighting with COs in the jail.
Well, I'm not fighting with them, that's the thing, I had my hands up like this, I told him,
Okay.
the thing is that when a man sits there, I told him, I'll walk to him.
I don't wanna hear it, okay? I don't wanna hear your excuse as to why you were fighting with these guys in the
It
jail.
wasn't an excuse, I wasn't fighting with them.
Okay.
I even told him I'm not gonna fight with them, I just stood there.
So what's your plan?
My plan is to move forward, you know, get this job, get my license in order, you know, get that mental health treatment, because I mean, I can't keep going on like this. I mean, I have nothing. I built up so much, and getting lost it all. You know, the plan is marrying this girl, you know, Cassandra Filkins, and, you know, both of us are
I
planning to
mean,
be sober.
isn't Cassandra Filkins a drug addict?
Listen, she's the woman I love. It doesn't matter.
I know,
We're gonna keep each other
I
safe.
didn't ask you, isn't she a drug addict?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you got a drug problem, do you have a drug problem?
No.
You don't have a drug problem?
I got a female problem. When I was married, I was good. Everything was good. I've been married for over 14 years, I believe, going on probably 14 or 15 years. Whenever my wife came home, wanted a divorce, that's when I just kind of lost control, because,
What year was that?
I couldn't tell you, probably 21,
Okay.
20, 21, yeah.
Okay, but you had plenty of problems here and there before 21, going back to 06.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. I've had problems before, but those were, to me, I look at them as being the stupid things that happened back. I could tell you each one of them, like that, like the menacing. You know what that was from? Is because of a girl. Yeah, I liked the girl at the time, and her boyfriend, went and I got her on the Suboxone program. He went and took off her Suboxone, so I beat him up.
Why were you on a Suboxone program?
Right. I was on Suboxone because I was on heroin.
What?
I was on heroin.
Okay, I asked you if you had a drug problem, and you said no.
I did have a drug problem. I don't ever touch this. I don't ever want this stuff ever again. I want it near me. That I could have it in front of me. I could use.
All right. I've let this play for a while just so you can get a feel for what's going on. This guy has been talking in circles, I don't know, for 15 minutes now. He's constantly. Nothing is his fault. Nothing is his fault whatsoever. He's not taking ownership of anything. Yet he's got a rap sheet since 2006, but he's done nothing wrong whatsoever. Get him, Judge.
I still wouldn't want to use it anymore because it destroyed my life. It destroyed my marriage. Before even my marriage even got taken off, it ruined everything. But I mean that's the reason why I got married to Amber James, made in Palmgrass. When I got married to her, I got off of heroin, like literally the first month. I moved back to Paynesville. I was homeless for a while. I did a lot of praying, and God came through for me, gave me a place to stay, gave me a job, gave me everything. And from, I relapsed like 3 times after that in the next year. But, and we lost a lot. But then we gained everything back, and we went and we moved forward, and we actually started, etching out a really good life for ourselves. After that, I didn't get in trouble at all. I got maybe a speeding ticket. I can say Suboxone saved my life because it was there for me. But I mean, I would have done it either way. I would kind of wish I wasn't on the Suboxone because I was on it for 8 years and it really messed me up in my head. I'm not articulate like I used to be. I can't speak the same way, and I just have a bunch of.
Thank you so much, Biggin, for the raid. That is awesome. I love it. I love it. I need to go finish watching the carrot. I don't even know how you pronounce that. The dude that was having a little too much fun in the coffee shop. Let's just put it that way. I need to go finish watching that clip after my live tonight. I don't know if I really want to, but I'm going to. Anyways, thank you all for rating. Coming over from Biggin. This is the first case that I started playing tonight. And yeah, the defendant just keeps talking and talking and talking. Yeah. You got to watch it. I don't know how to describe this. I really don't. So we're just going to watch it. But thank you, Biggin, and thank you everyone that came over.
From that drug what it did to me. But yeah, no, I mean, none of that mattered. Me and my wife, we were happy there for a time being. And then when she came home, she wanted a divorce because she got addicted to video games. And then, so I was always nagging on her, clean up after yourself. Sorry, my bad. I'm not a bad guy, Your Honor. I'm really not. I'm stupid, yeah. I make stupid decisions based on my heart and on my emotions. I want everybody to do well.
Well, why don't you first worry about you doing well, and
What
let everybody else figure out how they can do well.
That's what I'm doing now. It took me a while to realize it, but yeah, no, I need to focus on myself. And right now, I don't trust nobody. I don't care what they say. I mean, I paid the guy who's in my house, was in the house that I'm renting that I sold. I paid his child support off because the cops came and surrounded my house. He only owed $2,000, but I paid his child support.
Do you think it was an accident that the Paynesville police and somebody from the narcotics agency were watching 86 Chester Street?
No. I guarantee you it's probably because Jackie Sidwell and Ali Bilal were over there selling drugs out of my house, they're calling the cops on me to get me locked up. I mean, who can make a phone call to somebody and have 9 cars show up?
I don't know.
And plainclothes officers.
I don't know. I don't
Besides
know.
somebody like Ali
I've never.
This is oh, what do they call it? Lake County. It's right outside of Cleveland, Ohio. I don't remember the exact name of the county. It is not in Cleveland. It's right outside of it. I don't remember the name of the county. Sorry, but at least I narrowed it down for you.
Never experienced that.
Well, I did because
I know you did.
that and then I got locked up. They sat there and they told me.
What was your responsibility in that? It's your house.
Mhm.
What was your responsibility
In that
for what
situation.
was going on in the house?
Well, in the house, that's the thing is that I knew I trusted people to do what they're going to do, but eventually it just kind of spiraled out of control.
Why would you trust a bunch of drug addicts to do what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, because I trust people. I put faith in people.
Don't you have to become a better judge of people?
Well, Your Honor, the thing is that I'm asking you to give me a chance here. And how can I ask you to give me a chance if I don't give other people chances? If
Well,
you're in the
I don't
same
really-
situation, I'd give you the
listen,
same chance.
listen,
If you could be
I-
in that situation tomorrow,
I
very easily.
could care less about these other people
I
and
see
you
that.
giving them chances, okay? You're not in a position to be worrying about what other people do until you figure out what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but when they're dropped in your lap, there's nothing you can do about it.
Call the cops and tell them there's a bunch of drug addicts here, get them out of my house.
The thing is, I don't judge people like that. I mean, I didn't judge people like that.
Well, you better start judging, because how can you figure out this whole people, places, and things stuff if you can't judge whether they're the wrong people, the wrong places, or the wrong things?
Well, because you saw it's.
You gotta exercise some judgment, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I'm not that person that hangs out on the streets and everything. I don't know these things. I take people at face value, and they tell me that they're good people, that they're not going to steal from me, that they're not going to sell drugs in my house. Do drugs
Okay,
in my house. I
so
believe them, and now I know.
you're not, so going forward, how are you gonna figure out whether you're with the right people? Or whether you're at the right place, or whether you're doing the right things, if you don't wanna judge whether you're in that correct situation?
Well, the situation I'm in right now, I got, Kim Oldacre, her mother, and her daughter living in the house. And her daughter, for them giving me a place to stay, I take care of her. I wake her up in the morning for school, feed her, make sure she has her homework done at night, make sure she gets off that bus. And I look at it like this: if I be comfortable with somebody being around them, then then they're okay people. But if I'm not comfortable with them being around them, then they're not. And I mean, that's the way I look at it. I'm right now. I'm happy because I got this little girl in my life and her mother to actually care about me. And now, and that's it. That's great practice because Cassandra has 2 kids, younger kids. And I love those kids. And I couldn't see ever being without them. And that's all I want to do in life. Is I just want to have a family, man. And what I did before all this stuff happened, before my wife started talking about divorce, my biggest concern was weeding feeding my lawn 2 times a year.
Was what?
And weeding feeding in voles. You know what a vole is? It's a tiny little mole that tears up they eat grubs. They tear up your yard, and you just start sinking in, and it starts killing your grass.
Grubs?
Yeah. No, not the grubs suck because they attract them, but the voles. I mean, I'm a shooter, a reloader, hunter. That's why I did. I was married. I went to work every day. I came home. I had my own business. I ran out of my garage. I did that. I worked all the time. That's all I did was work. When I wasn't working, I was reloading. I was shooting. I was working up, loads for the pistols, rifles, whatever.
All right, Mr. Feusel.
This guy has talked about everything. I'm surprised he didn't tell us what he had for lunch every day when he was in the 1st grade. We know more about this guy than we know about half the defendants we watch in 20 minutes. All right, this one's almost over. We got to move on. I think this guy's giving me a headache.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I think it's clear to the state that Mr. James needs a little bit of structure in his life. I think the JTP program is appropriate. Some time here, because I don't know that he gets into a program on his own. He's expressed the issues that he's had getting himself even to the license bureau to try and obtain his license. So I think the only way he's going to get in and get that program going is going to be through there. Decision points also appears to be necessary as he has trouble making decisions that are sound for him. We do still think, though, despite the history that he has, that community control is appropriate and would recommend those two things here today.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report, the drug and alcohol evaluation. Listen to Mr. James, listen to counsel, considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. And the only thing that's going to cure Mr. James is Mr. James. Doesn't matter what form it's in. Doesn't really matter what I do, okay? Because I'm not convinced you're going to listen to me. So if you want to get your act together, then you'll get your act together. I'm going to place you on community control for 3 years. You're going to serve 72 days with credit for 72. You're going to get into a dual diagnosis program. That means for mental health and for drug and alcohol abuse. Complete the program and follow all the recommendations. So you're the one that told me you wanted to address your mental health concerns. So here you go.
Thank you.
You're to have no drugs or alcohol and you'll be screened. You're to obtain and maintain full employment, verifiable full employment, get a valid driver's license. You're going to complete the decision point program and follow all recommendations and pay the costs and supervision fees. Any other terms, Mr. Tompkins?
Community control is another term for probation. It's the same thing. At least I think it is. If it's not, they're very close. Let's just say that. They might not be the exact same thing, but I feel like it's just some jurisdictions call it community control, some jurisdictions call it probation. Same thing, though.
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
You understand the terms?
Yes.
Any question about the terms?
What exactly is community control?
Probation.
Probation? Well, can you put a stipulation in there that I could be with my girlfriend?
No.
So
No,
that's
Okay.
just,
because your girlfriend's a drug addict.
I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go back to jail, right?
That's up to you. It's not up to me. Now, yeah, I guess I know you're going to go back to jail because you just told me you're going to go back to jail. So you can either do these things and get your shit together, or you can continue your 20-year pattern. That's up to you. But if you violate, then the state will file a motion to terminate your community control. And if I find you violated, you're looking at 12 months in prison. You understand that?
This whole thing with Cassandra, she's been doing what she needs to do. She's going through to JTP. She went through JTP.
Listen, Cassandra's got Cassandra's case, you got your case.
I understand that. but
You
you're
figure
asking me-
out
you're
how
asking me
you
to
want
stay
to
away
live.
You're asking me to stay away from a woman that I love.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Feusel?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
Rodney?
I keep forgetting to write down his name. It's not a short name. It's not a common name. A lot of letters. And I keep forgetting to write it down because I want to say it. I know somebody calls him, what do they call him? I don't know. He's got a couple nicknames out there. I don't remember his name, but yeah, that's him. That's him. He's like that in every case. Even in 30-second cases, he's the exact same person, which it's awesome. It's awesome. All right. In between clips, I have someone to thank for a milestone. Laura, thank you so much for the 7 months, Laura. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, a very special thank you. I don't know if you're here, Craig. And I wanted to wait till after the first clip to thank you. Craig, if you're here, thank you so much for the very generous Venmo. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or the day before. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That was extremely generous of you. And I hope you're doing well. And we miss you in the stream. So, if you're here, jump in and say hi. We'd all love to see your name pop up. If you're watching this later, drop a comment. But Craig, thank you so much for the very generous Venmo. Okay, next we are going to Judge Simpson, and I will admit I didn't watch this straight through. I grabbed this clip when Heather was here, and I remember I heard bits and pieces of it. It was good, so I put it in the video. Hopefully, the whole thing's good. Not exactly sure, but it's Judge Simpson, so it's not going to be bad, right? Okay, Judge Simpson, let's go.
Court does call the case. People versus Kamara Haslam.
Ready, Judge. Courtroom Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Ms. Haslam.
Okay, I take it back. We have Mr. Feaster and Judge Simpson. This has to be good. There's no way this is going to be bad now. We have both of them together. It's going to be good.
Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
Tamara Haslam.
This court might recall, we were here a couple weeks ago. We were trying to enter a plea in this case. Ms. Haslam needed to speak to her father before we went forward. We spoke to him and we are prepared to resolve.
Oh, I remember.
Yes, Judge.
What did he say?
I'm more comfortable. He said, listen to my lawyer because he's not going to tell me nothing wrong. So, no.
Was
I like
he
her
upset that you hadn't told him what you were doing?
No.
He wasn't upset?
I mean, he was, but it's like, you grown and you see what's going to happen. Like, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Tough
He
love.
told me,
He told
you you were grown.
Yeah.
Because you acting that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're here. All right.
All the paperwork should be in the file from the last time, Your Honor.
It's to the attempted resisting.
Yes, Judge.
That is, definitely done will be a lawful.
What's that? Let me make sure the forms are in here. Okay, so
Wixom, Heather was spoiled rotten this week. She was spoiled rotten. She got everything she possibly wanted. She did. Hopefully she's still in chat. I don't know if she is. She's at the airport. She's currently in Toronto waiting for her flight. She's on a pretty long layover, but yeah. She got everything she wanted. I don't know if she's still in the chat though, but I'm gonna stop stalling. We're gonna watch this case. Spoiled. There we go. Thank you so much, Wixom. Though we do appreciate it. I know Heather really appreciated it.
Not there anymore? Is it not there?
hold on.
Is the form missing or is it a bit different?
Well, typically we don't hold forms, but sometimes we will. And like in the other case this morning, we had it, but
I can.
nada. We
I
need
can
it.
very easily send it right now, Your Honor.
All right. Let's send a new form. Have a seat. We will never get your case done, young lady. All right, have a seat. We'll get you called back up. I need the paperwork in front of me. And in between, you can call your dad. Or is he here?
Gotta go to work. It's 12 in the morning.
We should call him and put him on speaker. Anyway, court calls the case, People versus Michael Harris.
Assistant Public Defender Ben Dunaway on behalf of Harris. And sir, will you state your name for the record, please?
Michael Harris.
Your Honor, defense demands exam.
Where's the rest of his pants? His shorts. They're nice shorts, man.
I remember why I kept this guy on this video. Yeah, they're shorts. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We know they're shorts. Where's the rest of your pants? Was Judge's passive aggressive way of saying, why aren't you dressed appropriate for court? And then your response is, they're nice shorts, man. He's not your man. He's Judge. Read the room. Read the room.
Yeah, nice, fair replacement court, but we won't Who then? He's the one the preliminary examination?
Sorry?
He wants a preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you'll instruct him how to appropriately address the next time, right?
There's something better to exam. So we're like church.
Discovery is complete.
Yes, Your Honor.
People will have their witnesses available the 8th.
We'll do our best, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person. October 8th, 2024, 9 a.m. That's before Judge.
You.
It's before me?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm sure he'll be appropriately dressed. Just before me. Bond continued. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Terry Jones. Court recalls the case.
All right, now I'm fast forwarding. Now we're going to go back to that original defendant. Yeah, he was wearing a pair of athletic shorts. They were Nike. They were nice shorts. They were nice shorts, man. They were nice shorts. If you're wearing athletic shorts and call them nice shorts, they might be nice. They might be expensive. Athletic shorts are expensive now. Not court appropriate. I don't care how much you spend on them. If you wore a pair of khaki shorts like you were just got off the golf course, you would look better than you do there. That's more court appropriate. But yeah, wear some pants, man.
Of the People versus Tamara has.
People?
Sorry, Sue.
Almost ready, Judge. Portia, your assistant public defender, appearing again on behalf of Ms. Haslem. Ms. Haslem,
Tamara.
thank you. Hopefully the court has now received a copy of the plea sheet and the advice.
I do. The plea sheet indicates that she is going to be pleading guilty to 2 counts: refusal to obey a traffic order and false identification to a police officer. Upon her successful plea to those counts 2 and 3, both of those 90-day misdemeanors, count 1 would then be dismissed. That is the court's full understanding of it.
It is a complete agreement, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Okay, let's see if we can do this time. Anybody else you need to talk to?
Nope.
No? All right. Raise your right hand and say verse 4.
You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
State your name.
Tamara Haslem.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Remember, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to 2 charges. The first charge is the added count 2 of refusal to obey a traffic order. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and or a $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
The other is false identification to a police officer. That is also a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand also that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Washington in the 14B District Court.
Yes.
Okay, now understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
To the charge of refusal to obey a traffic order, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge of false ID to a police officer, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes.
Any question about those rights? No? Look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of rights.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
Because you believe that you're guilty of these offenses?
Yes.
July
I
12th.
didn't want because I
What'd you
was
say?
confused.
What'd you say?
You were actually a cool judge. Like, you was supposed to be like you scared me when you said somebody else gonna be my judge.
I scared you?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know these people.
She said you scared her when you told her someone else might be her judge.
Really?
Yeah, she wanted you.
Yeah.
Why me?
Yeah, you cool. You
I am?
cool, yeah.
I gotta stop that. Well, let me just tell you, I have great respect for my colleagues. My colleague, Judge Washington, she's a cool judge.
Okay.
She's all right.
I agree. Judge Washington is a very cool judge, especially if we get Prosecutor McDuffie. just don't play games. If you show up in front of them and you're just honest and you're as bubbly as you seem to be, they're gonna love you just as much as Judge Simpson does. Just gotta be honest. Gotta be honest and don't play games. Not really that hard.
As nice as I am, but
You not
okay,
all,
no,
you
go
not all
ahead.
grumpy and mad. Like
What?
you let us, you not all grumpy and mad. You would let us talk. You let us say. I never seen a judge like that. Like I don't know. And I watch a lot of movies, so it'd be like.
Okay, so you think I ought to be grumpy?
Yeah, basically changed my whole perception of court.
I changed your perception of court?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'll never be back.
No. All right. Maybe not on purpose. Something tells me you're gonna be back. Go.
No.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for those kind words. I do appreciate it. It doesn't fall on deaf ears. All right, young lady. I don't know, how far did we get? All the way through? Yeah. You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes.
And also because you believe that you're guilty?
Yes.
All right. On July 23rd, 2024, at the location of North Ford Boulevard and East Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti Township, Washington County, state of Michigan. What'd you do on that date that makes you think that you're guilty?
The officer asked me what's my name, and I didn't give him my real identity because I didn't give him my real identity.
All right. And were you driving?
No.
Okay. How am I getting to the other charge?
Of the failure to wear a seatbelt, Your Honor. She did not lawfully comply with the order of the officer to put her seatbelt on.
Oh, who told her to put a seatbelt on?
The police officer, Your Honor.
Oh, so when they were leaving.
I think that's how you can get there, Your Honor.
Pardon?
I think that's how you can get there. What do you think? No?
So when they were leaving, she was told to put her seatbelt on and she refused to put her seatbelt on.
Correct, Your Honor. Won't happen again, Judge.
That didn't happen. It didn't happen. He came to the car. He said, "You don't have on the seatbelt," so I put the seatbelt on, and he said, "That's not the right way." So as I was trying to take it off, he said, "Oh, what's your name?" So it was like, and I'm not from Ypsilanti. I came to Ypsilanti because my sister is here. A lot of stuff happened in my life. So I ended up, it was just crazy. Like I was on my way to work, literally on my way to work. And my boss was driving. He had license and everything, so they couldn't mess with him.
I think he's just trying to figure out how he.
Well, it's interesting to hear all that.
Because I don't really know what this, because it's like the officer came to the car. It was one officer at my boss window, and it was the officer at my window. And he like, "Oh, you don't got no seatbelt," so I put it on. But you know how I put it on, he said that was the wrong way. So he told me to click it in, like take it off and click it in. And I put the seatbelt on, and he asked me for my name, but I didn't give him my real name. And that's how I ended up in a police car, because he said I couldn't leave until he gave my real name. And I gave him, that's when I just said, okay, my real name is Tamara.
Or perhaps the court might take the plea to the higher charge.
What was the resisting?
After the defendant was arrested, she did not obey lawful orders to get into the car.
Why was she arrested?
Your Honor, can we approach?
Well, right after I get my question answered.
Yes.
Why was she arrested?
My understanding is that she was arrested after she refused to identify herself and had warrants. The report says multiple warrants.
Okay.
I believe she was arrested for giving a false ID to the police officers just while having active warrants.
Yes.
They were trying to take her into custody for, Your Honor.
Correct.
And there was something that happened when she was trying to be taken into custody?
She refused to get into the car, is my understanding, Your Honor.
Yes, the police vehicle.
Is that what happened, young lady?
Nope. But it's like I can't really fight. I don't want to fight with the police. I don't want to argue with the police. I don't want to.
That's what the report indicates.
And
Well,
yeah,
okay.
that's what the report says. So it's like I don't want to fight. I don't know how Washington come. I don't know.
Well, don't come up in here insulting my county. But I'm just trying to figure out.
Whoa. Yeah, this kind of changed a little bit. He's not laughing anymore. He's not laughing. He's not giggling. I'm trying to read him, and I can't. Don't come up here insulting my county. Yeah, don't do that. Don't insult the police officers in front of Judge Simpson. He is. So I you know what? I'm going to stop talking. But this definitely did make a turn.
Certainly, I can take the plea to the higher charge. I'm just trying to figure out what she did that would constitute the higher charge.
I believe giving a false ID would be the obstructing a police officer in his lawful duties, Your Honor.
She also, when the police pulled the vehicle over, she was passenger and the seatbelt was buckled, but she was not between the seatbelt and the seat. It was buckled behind her. That's how the seatbelt piece of it came to be.
Okay, that's just stupidity. I don't know that that's a crime.
Glad to pass it, Your Honor.
Pardon?
Glad to pass it or adjourn it, Your Honor.
Okay, look, I don't mind, and let me just make it clear. Somebody says something to me, she tells me that's not what happened. And she's the one that's got to give me the factual basis to it. I'm not hearing, and maybe it's me, but I'm not hearing anything that constitutes the resisting and obstructing to the higher charge to go to the lower charge. I get the false ID. I'm trying to figure out what else. And then I'll pass it. I'll call that up in the next block. You guys figure it out. Court to stand in recess.
All rise.
Is recalled Tamara Hansel.
And we're back. Part 3. Let's go. I don't know what else to say. I just paused it. So let's go.
Mr. Lundy.
Ready for you, Judge. Portia Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Ms. Haslett. Please state your name again for the record.
Tamara Haskins.
I've spoken to my client, Judge. We've discussed the factual basis, and I think she prepared those facts on the record to facilitate the plea, Your Honor.
All right, I was satisfied as to I think count 3, the false ID, but what happened where you disobeyed a traffic order?
The officer asked me to get in the car and I didn't apply.
And you didn't what?
I didn't comply. So.
And it was a little bit more than that too, right?
What you told me, what we discussed.
The officer asked me to get in the car. I asked him, can I sit down? So I asked him, can I sit down and breathe? So I read my arrest.
You didn't follow his command.
Yeah, I didn't follow his command. I didn't follow the officer.
All right,
I can help if you need more, Judge. I can help if you need.
please.
Thank you, Judge. At the time of this incident, there was an officer in full uniform, and that officer attempted to have you move towards his squad car. That's a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And that was an SUV?
Yes.
Oh, all right. It was a marked police SUV.
Yes.
And he told you at some point, he opened the door and he told you to get into the vehicle.
Yes.
And at that time, you told him no. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then his arm grabbed your arm and he tried to help you move towards that door and you pulled back from that officer. Is that also correct?
Yes.
And so that officer was doing his lawful duties, trying to get you into the car to identify you, and you refused his lawful commands. Is that also correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, for the record, Mr. Feaster's questioning alluded to it a little bit, but for the record, to clarify the timeline of events, the defendant was asked to identify herself, gave a false name with no return when the police tried to identify that name and find a record of it, was then arrested and was going to be placed in the back of the car until she could be identified, at which time the resisting happened. And then was later identified and was found to have warrants.
Got it. And that's all accurate as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Is all of that correct?
Oh, yes.
How come you didn't tell me that the first time?
I didn't know how to explain all that. I mean, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. Honestly, I don't know.
Hey, you need to stop there. You know exactly what happened. Court's complied with the court rule. Court will accept the defendant's guilty plea to counts 2 and 3. Count 1 is dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered at 14A1 probation. Sentencing in this matter will be before me.
October 23rd at 9 a.m.
October 23rd, 2024, 9 a.m. Now, young lady, I'm going to tell you this. I called Judge Washington. I'm keeping this case. And I'm going to explain something to you about how I work, and Mr. Feaster will tell you. When you're asked a question, you need to tell the truth. You do not need to be skirting around it, trying to smile and do all that stuff. Because, yeah, I can be a really cool judge, but I can also be your worst nightmare. Especially if you lie to me. Look at me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Can I say something though?
No.
Oh.
Just listen.
So between now and then, and when you talk to my probation department, I'd suggest that you understand how you should tell the truth. Because Miss Polera, when you meet with her, if she thinks you're lying to her, I will know immediately. And you do not want that to happen. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Yeah, wait a minute. Thank you, Judge.
Yeah. What did I say? Don't lie and don't play games. Judge Washington will get along with you just fine. Yeah. Same with Simpson. Why did you do that? You had him laughing and smiling at you. She's lucky she had Feaster. I don't know what she would have said at that end when Mr. Feaster was like, no, you're listening. Your time to talk is finished. Now you listen. She would probably gotten a little bit more trouble. All right, anyways, we're going on to the next one. Last case of the evening. This one's a little charming, a little feel good to end our night with. I've been off all week, so I figured, a little smiling won't hurt anybody. So yeah, let's go.
This is 24P 1933-74. Ticket installer was issued on the August 10th. I'm not seeing a date. Appears to be August 10th. Ms. Stoller, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You were ticketed for parking on 7th Street for 20 minutes and 20 and a half minutes without paying back on the 10th of August. Do you remember what happened?
Yes, I do, sir. Did you happen to receive the letter that I wrote you?
Oh. It's apparently read by someone else. I can read it here. Yeah, the fact that a person is in a car doesn't mean they don't have to pay for parking. And the statute that defines parking, I think, goes back to 1948. And it has language that says whether occupied or unoccupied. So it doesn't matter if a person is in the car and the motor runs.
Mary Brown, thank you so much for the 8 months. I appreciate it. That is awesome. Also, Mayor, I forgot to shout you out during the break. Mayor, thank you so much for the 6 months. That is awesome, buddy. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully you're well. Mary, again, thank you. All right, let's keep going.
It's still, if it's stationary there for any time it's parked. And you were holding it for somebody that was coming.
So yes, we were attending, my girlfriend and I, my teacher friend and I am a retired teacher from the Madison District Public Schools. And I believe if Mr. Gagliardi is there, I'd
Yep.
like to just say hi to him.
Hello,
Hello. Do you happen to remember who I am?
I do. You taught, you never taught me, but you taught all around me. You were at Halfman Elementary, which is
I
now
was.
Madison Elementary School.
And the parking spot that I was holding was for Mrs. Turbo.
Oh boy, she's wow. That's going back 30 some years for me, 32 years.
Correct. And we happen to have been attending or trying to attend a baby shower at the United Methodist Church for, I don't know if you would remember Leanna Hempstead?
I don't.
Okay. Well, anyhow, Mrs. Turbo is, and I will tell the magistrate this as well in my letter, Mrs. Turbo was handicapped, and the only entrance to this shower was in the front door by where the parking, where the metered parking was. So I was early and I was holding a spot for her so that she would be able to park there, when unbeknownst to me, we found out that the father had COVID, and she and I are both immunocompromised, and we cannot go around somebody with COVID knowingly. So I vacated the spot and gave it to her, and I think she vacated as well, but she didn't attend the shower as well. And then I received a citation. So that is just my story about why I happened to be in that parking spot for 20 minutes. If I was
So,
wrong, I was wrong.
I have to find you responsible because you were in the parking lot, that's parking spot for 20 minutes without paying. I am going to waive the fine and cost.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
You're good to go, ma'am. Thank you.
I won't do that again, I promise you.
I don't doubt that at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Tony.
You too.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. Ball, you didn't have a chance on that. Okay, we're going to call D450233. People City of Royal Oak versus Jose Eduardo Gonzalez. The matter is set for 3:01. It is now 3:15. Defendant has failed to appear. The officer is here. The fault will enter at 3:16, which it is now. Waited the 15 minutes. Okay, Sergeant, you are good to go. The fault has been entered.
All right, let me log off before the rest of my teachers recognize me. Take care.
We'll see you later.
All right.
What were the odds of it?
I don't know. The odds that a teacher actually saw me that didn't hate me is 1 in a million. I'm going to play a lottery ticket tonight.
I think you should. She seemed to like you a lot. So
Yeah.
Although she never had you, and yet she remembered you. So I wonder what she found memorable.
Yeah. Well, my dad helped out a lot. I'm sure the last name kind of sticks out like a sore thumb too. So take care.
It sticks out like something good.
Yes, true.
Okay.
Take care.
See you later. Bye.
All right. I told you that last one wasn't a serious case. It was kind of funny. And yeah, wanted to end it on something funny. That's all I got. That's all I got tonight, guys. That's it. Mary Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Never holding your farts will eventually come out when you're drunk or high. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is true. This is true. They will eventually come out. They really will. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that came over from Biggin. Thank you for the super chats, the membership milestones, guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah, thank you for joining this impromptu live. I know I don't usually go live on Saturday nights. Decided to tonight, so hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. But I am going to go crash. I'm going to pass out hard. I'm tired after spending all week with Heather. She wore me out in a good way. I don't need to say any more details. All right. You guys have a great rest of your night. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow, football. Go Bengals. I don't know what I'm cheering for anymore, but go Bengals. All right. You guys have a great night. And don't do anything dumb. If you guys do something dumb, I will cover it. So just don't. Just don't. You don't want to end up on my channel. Promise you don't want to. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Until next time. Bye.